Up until now, if you were playing a network game and needed to correct shots, you had to do it manually. In the latest version of Preview, you can do this more automatically. So here I have two instances of Flechs Sheets in a network game. The Atlas has fired on the Awesome, but I realized that the shot shouldn't have come from the front, they should have come from the right-hand side. So now the Atlas player can click the weapons, click right, and declare the changes. The other player will be notified of the changes, and they'll show up here if you're doing resolve each, or they'll just be in the buffer normally. Another big mistake that I think everyone's made if you've been playing network games is declaring shots at the wrong guy. Now ideally, I think I'd like people to pick the target before declaring shots to kind of avoid this in the first place. But until that comes, we can now just redeclare the shots, although the new target hasn't moved yet. So let's walk him a little bit. There we go. So the other player is notified by the change. The Awesome no longer has shots on it. The Eagle now has the shots from the Atlas. Pretty much everything should be able to be updated, including partial cover, with the exception of which attacks have been declared and which ones have not. For better or worse, this cannot be changed. Once you declare what weapons you're firing, those weapons have been fired. There's additional leeway if the defender has already applied some of the damage. Let me show you how that works. So here, the target has applied some of the damage. But the Atlas realizes the shot should come in from the left. Here the target has a couple of choices to make. They're notified at the change, and they can just ignore this in case it was an accident, or they can restore to the state they were before resolving the shots. So all the damage has been removed from that phase, and the incoming shot buffer has been updated, so they can kind of go back and reapply that damage. One caveat to this though, any manually marked damage is not going to be, we'll say, buffered. So here the Eagle has a combination of manually resolved attacks and automatically resolved attacks. And if the Atlas updates this, or updates their attacks, and the Eagles player restores, those manual marks are going to be lost. And so you'll want to reapply those normally or manually. So if you're resolving each, you may need to do that in between attacks or in between targets, or I'm sorry, in between attackers. Another thing about changing the application of damage, if we rewind to an earlier point and then apply that damage again, any critical hits or what have you are going to be re-rolled. So normally shots, if we update the modifiers or the two hit numbers, the actual rolls are going to stay the same. So this prevents a player from, kind of re-rolling everything just by kind of toggling trees and what have you. Once the shots are shot, the rolls are what they are. But when it comes to damage application, any crits, conscious rolls, all that jazz will be re-rolled at the time that it happens. I've got mixed feelings about that. Maybe you can let me know if you have strong opinions. But otherwise, I think that's how it's going to be for a while. Okay, so this is live in preview now. I'll include a link below. Give it a look at this weekend and let me know if you run into anything strange. All right, everyone, thanks for watching.